Hi, I am now going to process kefir. So I'm taking a spatula and just scraping the inside of the jar all the way down. I make it in gallon sizes because we drink a lot of kefir. And I have a nice strainer and a bowl so I can set my strainer in, and then I'll have another jar. Then I'll put the new batch of, or the strained batch of the kefir in. So I'll get the straining process going, and it splatters. It's very lively. Keep my hair pulled back so obviously it doesn't get in my hair and my hair doesn't get in it. And then you just stir this and let it settle through the into the container below, and it takes a minute, so you just kind of help it along and let it drip in. And you can drink the product at this point on the first ferment, but I like to double ferment, which is what we're going to do today. So I always double ferment my kefir because just can't tell you how much it increases the levels of vitamin B, vitamin B12. It's got a ton of probiotic benefits in the kefir. Yogurt has about 5 strains. Kefir has anywhere from 55 to 65 strains of bacteria in, good healthy bacteria in it. So when you double ferment it, it just makes it even more beneficial vitamin wise. And so I'm pouring the strained kefir into a clean jar, and I'm going to continue with this process until I get through this whole thing and it gets set into the other one. And meanwhile, the culture, I'll get back to that. Before I put the kefir into the new jar, I will show you what the culture actually looks like. It's kind of a rubbery little thing, but it's hard to see in this light. So I'll be back. So all the grains are now out of the original jar. I change my jars on Sunday. So every 7 days I change. It's easy for me to remember it that way. Because you use the same jar all week long when you're fermenting as much as I do. And the stuff on the side is actually good. So don't wash this, don't wash it. And never, ever use harsh dishwashing detergents on your glass. I always, after I've washed my dishes in my dishwasher, I always run a cycle of just a rinse with vinegar, because then it gets the chemicals that are very harsh on the dishes, let alone what it does goes on the inside. But you don't want that stuff on your food, on your plates, on your bottles, or certainly not in your culturing products, because it will kill the culture. So this stuff on the side of the bottle is good. It will help start the fresh batch that I'm going to make. First, I'm going to show you what I have left here. These are the kefir grains. And I'm just going to keep this up high so you can see it. And I will eat this grain that I'm going to pull out, because I just want you to see, if you can, that it's kind of a rubbery little pliable, looks like a little cauliflower sort of a thing. But I'm going to eat it. And that's what I do with my extra grains, is I eat them, or I give them away and save them. You can save them, put them to rest in the refrigerator with some milk, but they need to be fed. But that'll be a subject for another day. Anyway, that's like, I just took a probiotic right now. A really good one. So I've got quite a bit. I'm going to leave another tablespoon out, because I've got about, I don't know, 2/3 of a cup or something like that of grains in my batch. So that's ready to go. And then also you want to make sure, I like to clean the top of the jar so that it is clean up to where I'm gonna, or yeah, right down to the point where the milk is ultimately going to meet the top of the jar. So I put the grains back in this jar, and I'm cleaning the top rim of it just so that it's good. I've never had any problem with anything going bad or moldy with kefir. I have kind of an ideal situation in my fermenting cabinet, which, as I mentioned in maybe another video, is this cabinet here. This cabinet stays about a perfect 76 degrees or so. And it's next to my refrigerator, so it kind of keeps that temperature throughout the year in winter. So anyway, it's really ideal, and that my kefir ferments very, very quickly. So I'm ready to go. There's the jar that has the this is the first ferment, and I'm going to let that sit for anywhere from 6 to 24 hours. Lately, it's been fermenting very, very quickly. So I'm just going to put a coffee filter over that, put a rubber band on top. You want it to breathe. Air is very important. And you don't want anything to get in it, like fruit flies or bugs if you have houseplants or anything like that. So, and then this is just going to go, well, I'll tell you that in a minute. But anyway, first I'm going to add the, I use raw milk. I think the probiotic factor in raw milk is wonderful. And so make sure kefir, very, very alive and good for you. I really don't see I just don't see the point in drinking regular milk. The other thing is that kefir, the culture, feeds on the sugar in the milk. So people that are usually allergic to milk or lactose, the sugar in it, generally don't have a problem with kefir. And that's a good thing because it's a very good source of calcium and protein, and it's just a lot of really wonderful probiotic benefits in the finished product. So now here's my cold one, and then here's the one that I've just strained. So I'm going to get another coffee filter out and put that on top of the one that I just strained. Or, I'm sorry, the one that I just poured the milk into. So I keep the one that I just poured the milk into to the right in my cabinet, and the second ferment to the left, and it's just easy for me to know that. So the finished product, I'll show you what the finished product looks like in 1 second. I'm going to put this in the cabinet now. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave that out because I want to show you what the what it looks like after it's been sitting for 24 hours. So this is the second ferment, and it has separated into curds and whey. Now, I have a couple of options here. I could use a stick blender and save the whey for fermenting vegetables like sauerkraut and things like cabbage, that sort of thing. And then, or I could, and I can also use this. It's the fat that's left in the dairy, but it's kind of a cottage cheese consistency, and I love to put it in soups. And so I'm not going to blend this, but I will in another video. Reason being is that I have a ton of backup. So I keep these bottles, and one of these will last me all morning long at work. So it's full of protein and fat, and it keeps me really satiated until I get home and I make something like this or something else. But anyway, so that's kind of the process of things. So this would be blended. I'm actually going to make cheese out of this. And then I'll show, I'll probably when this one is finished brewing tonight, because it's brewing so fast, I'll blend this up and have it ready to go. And then I leave it in these jars blended and ready to go to pour into these jars, because this is this kind of kefir that you make with raw milk and that you make in your own home is very, very different than what you buy in the store. What you buy in the store is a powder culture, and it's not nearly as live as what they don't second ferment it, for one thing. It's good for you, don't get me wrong. I'd like to see people buy the store-bought kefir plain, because they add sugar. It's not sugar. I have done this long enough now to know that this is very live, and there's a slight effervescence to it, which is really, and it feels very clean. All of this culturing stuff is very, very clean. When you touch anything, it's a very clean feeling on your hands. It feels clean in your mouth. It feels and it cleanses through your whole system, and it's getting all that bad stuff out of your body. So it's like I say, I'm going to make cheese out of this one. This is what the kefir product looks like, and I'll blend one and show you that later on when this one is finished. And tomorrow I'll do the same thing. This process goes every day at my house. So I put it to rest when I go out of town, or for some reason I'm just so backed up with kefir that I can't make it or can't drink it fast enough, and it's going to explode. So then I'll keep it in the jars until I'm ready to put it in a bottle. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's really nice that you watched, and I hope you make kefir, or at least try it. Even if you're lactose intolerant, give it a try, because it's really remarkable, and it's changed my life. All this fermenting is so good for you, and can't say enough great things about it. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.